Electrocutions are the second leading cause of worker death in construction, after falls. The primary cause of those electrocutions? Contact with underground and overhead power lines. Electricity can cook your body's tissues from the inside out in a matter of seconds, especially with the amount of energy that those power lines carry. If you are lucky enough to survive, the scars endured won't ever go away. But with careful planning and execution, such tragedies can be avoided. Hi, I'm Sergio with A&A Safety Environmental, and in this video, we'll be going over the dangers of overhead power lines, along with some helpful tips that you can follow on your work site to work safely around them. Electrical power is brought to us through a three-part system. High-power transmission lines running from generating stations to substations, distribution lines, the same lines that run through most of our neighborhoods and job sites, and service drops running from poles to utility customers. Most of power line contacts and incidents reported to OSHA involve overhead distribution lines. That is most likely due to their location in respect to the construction work and the frequency in which they appear. The root cause of those reported incidents isn't always clear. Many investigations conclude that workers just didn't pay attention, or that they didn't take the hazard posed by overhead power lines seriously. However, there is one common trend in most power line cases. Workers, and all too often the supervisors, have an insufficient understanding of the hazards posed by overhead power lines. Many even operate under some false assumptions, such as believing that overhead power lines do not carry enough power to hurt a person, or that overhead power lines are mostly insulated. It is very dangerous to operate near overhead power lines under false assumptions, and without truly understanding their dangers. Hopefully this video can help you with that. Overhead power lines carry voltages ranging from 120 to 750,000 volts. For an electrocution to occur, a path to ground must be created for the current. So, if your body touches a power source, a power line in this case, the electricity will attempt to travel through your body, seeking ground or another power source with a different electrical potential. And because of the resistance in our bodies, the path taken by the current heats up and burns the body tissues inside us. And once it's made its way through us, electricity leaves the body violently through that portion in contact with the ground, which is usually our legs and our feet, often leaving an exit wound. Well, that answers the question of whether power lines carry enough electricity to hurt you, doesn't it? Now that we understand why power lines are dangerous, let's talk about how and why power line contacts occur and what we can do to work safely around them. According to OSHA, the leading cause of accidental power line contacts involve heavy equipment such as cranes, excavators, and dump trucks, long-handed tools, ladders, and other items carried by workers while in close proximity to power lines. Just real quick, I want to ask you guys to do the favor of please subscribing to the fastest growing safety channel on YouTube. Don't look that up. Alright, let's get back to the video. The next time you work near overhead power lines, remember these crucial tips. Always keep a safe distance of 10 feet or more between you and your equipment from overhead power lines. Always survey the site for overhead power lines. In other words, look up. Always request an observer to assist you if it is difficult to maintain the desired clearance by visible means. Always require that the only job of the observer is to help the operator maintain that safe distance. Always treat overhead power lines as if they're energized. Always, when in doubt, call the electrical company to either de-energize and ground the lines or install insulation while you're working near them. Always use non-conductive tools and ladders near overhead power lines. Following these simple tips can significantly reduce the risk of being electrocuted by overhead power lines, so please keep them in mind the next time you work near one. We hope this video has given you a better understanding of the dangers of overhead power lines and how you can avoid making accidental contact with them. Stay tuned as there will be more to touch on this topic, including safe operation of heavy equipment near power lines, how to ensure power lines are de-energized and visibly grounded, and procedures to follow if you or a nearby coworker contacts a power line while operating heavy equipment. Would also love to hear from you guys in the comments. Is there a helpful tip regarding working near overhead power lines that I missed? Be sure to also follow us on all social media platforms to stay updated with their latest safety tips and tricks. And as always, until next time, be safe and thank you.